This is Sky Sports 1.
Going live.
3,
Stand by.
2,
Activate.
1.
All systems go.
We're live.
It's a rivalry that's going bitter. It's two sides vying for the championship. It's all or nothing this afternoon. It's Super Sunday here. Arsenal at Old Trafford to play Manchester United in the big title showdown. Good afternoon here. Welcome to Super Sunday. What a game. This needs no introduction, I assure you, with this one. Man United versus Arsenal at Old Trafford today. The story is simply this. A win for Arsenal and they would go top. A draw, Manchester United would keep their 2-point advantage. Win for United, and it might just be a good night title race. Well, alongside me today is Trevor Gray, and we'll get all his views and opinions of everything which has gone through the weekend. But first and foremost, I suppose it's time to bring you up to speed on all the weekend's actions. Let's have a look at the goals. And when we look at other title contenders at the moment, Chelsea's poor form that seems to happen since the departed Ruud Gullit continues. They were beaten away to West Ham United. Berkovic getting the first goal for the Hammers. Chelsea, though, did find a way to get themselves back into the match. Poyet's pass through into Gianfranco Zola with a typically brilliant and cool finish from the Italian. Nothing McCloskey could do for West Ham. But a winning goal did arrive. It was an unlikely source, but a young man with a lot of promise. Young Rio Ferdinand. Yes, he is the cousin of Les Ferdinand, heading home the corner to give West Ham United all 3 points. There's another promising player for England, young Frank Lampard. Spurs drew 3-3 with Liverpool. It was an excellent game. Although Liverpool may be wondering how one of the smallest players on the pitch, Raul Fox, was able to head home, put Spurs ahead. But Owen showing his strength, and then Steve McManaman in the right place at the right time to head into an open goal after the initial save was made by Ian Walker. Spurs continue to put the pressure on, and David Ginola, absolutely reborn at the moment, was able to put a pinpoint perfect cross for Jurgen Klinsmann to head home to put Spurs ahead. And look about this for a good old-fashioned Route 1 goal. Klinsmann picks the ball up after Walker's throw, and the Liverpool defence completely switch off. There's Ferdinand, and that's 3-1. But Liverpool show they've won the Coca-Cola Cup. They've got a little bit of fight back in them, and it showed here, especially when Michael Owen once again also called out the offside trap. He was denied, but Fowler wasn't. Good save by Walker. Excellent tap-in by Fowler to make it 3-2. And then the goal which equalised everything. Ince driving forwards. And it was a combination between Owen and Fowler. A lovely 1-2. Owen with the cool finish. 3-3. And heartbreak for Christian Gross's Spurs. But delight there. Very much so for Liverpool. Everton got a rare win. It was Nick Barmby that got it against Blackburn Rovers, whose form continues to dip. In 1998, there is a good finish there, made by Barmby. Coventry and travelled to St James's Park. It was 0-0. Absolutely furious. George Boateng was getting some stick for not pulling the ball back. Best chance to rise when Alan Shearer, who's rumoured to have fallen out with Keith Gillespie. But Gillespie's effort was brilliantly saved by Headman. Really good effort. Then an absolute thriller that took place at Oakpool, and this was nearly the goal of the season that was scored here. Look at that by Redfern, off the bar, so incredibly unlucky. But it was a wonderful day for Barnsley, who got it going. Darren Sheridan got the opening goal. Cool finish he had, 1-1. What an afternoon Sheridan would have. Southampton got themselves back into it when Davis's effort struck the post. But Hurst was able to react quicker than anybody else to tap home to strike. And then Southampton produced more excellent football. Look at this finish by Hurst. Watson will be disappointed, but absolutely rocketed right past the goalkeeper. And in the second half, after Dodd's cross and Ustenstad's finish, Southampton were 3-1 up. and probably would have assured the Saints' safety. But Barnsley produced one of the comebacks of the season. Ashley Ward was able to play through with John Anna Fiertoff's pass. Cool finish to make it 3-2. And then the equaliser arrived. And it was Fiertoff that got it. Played through by Ward again. Levelling things up. And as the sun came out towards the very end of the match, a winning goal was arriving for Barnsley through Darren Sheridan. Huge win for that gives Barnsley all the hope in the world at the moment of potentially staying up. Aston Villa, though, seem to compound Crystal Palace again with another poor performance. A goal kick that's headed back into the path of Dwight York is never recommended. York coolly struck the ball home. And then York and Joachim combined to play through this beautiful ball by Lee Hendry to Ian Taylor. Far too much time, but a brilliant finish. Crystal Palace got one back into it, and it's a really cool finish this is. Rodgers plays in Shipley. Look at that. Sees Bosnich coming out, just dinks it over him. It's a really good finish, but it wasn't to be, and it was pressure that would ultimately be Palace's undoing. Especially when Day's clearance went all the way to Joachim, that went first time in front of an open goal and made it 3. Last finish by he. Wimbledon and Leicester drew 1-1. The opening goal was a brilliant free kick. Leicester scored by Muzzy, is it? What a fine goal that was. But Wimbledon did find a way back in. It was an unlikely source for them. Signed from Liverpool. Look about this for a finish from Mark Kennedy. Class goal. 1-1 for the Crazy Gang. And then Bolton and Sheffield Wednesday also played out another mini classic. Nathan Blake got the opening goal, played through. Wednesday was another side who knew a win here would probably assure them a safety. And they did respond well after going behind. Benito Carboni continues his rich vein of form to strike and equalise. And then Wednesday found themselves ahead. Carboni playing through this lovely little curling strike that arrived, and Paolo Di Canio getting hold of Mark Pembridge's efforts and putting Wednesday ahead. And then John Sheridan's ball through to Dean Holdsworth to coolly slot the ball home. 2-2. And the Reebok dared to believe. And they were rewarded in the second half when Blake found himself through. Almost seemed to couldn't believe that he had beaten the offside trap and was through, but struck home. Huge win for Bolton. Gives them a real shout of survival. Leeds United perhaps were one of the performances of the day. They won 5-0 away to Derby County, an absolutely dismantling performance. The man of the match was Lee Bowyer. He set up the pass for Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank to score to get the first goal. Bowyer was involved again as Hasselbank was played through by Wallace to make it 2-0. Derby started to throw people forward, and as they did, the more Leeds United can move forwards. Another assist there for Bowyer as he played through Wallace to make it 3. And then Hopkin played through Bowyer himself. Brilliant finish that. It was 4. And in the second half, obviously, Leeds eased off, but they did find a way to make it 5. And it was Hopkin that got it. An unstoppable finish. Brilliant performance. There's 8 games to go here in the FA Carling Premiership, and the winner will be very much decided by who can capture those big moments. We've seen some big performances by some sides at the moment. Perhaps the 2 biggest in the land have got to produce a big performance. The match is coming up right after this. Super Sunday, welcome back here to us, live and exclusive this afternoon at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United versus Arsenal. It is the big game. Arsenal, though, a win for them, and they will go top of the Premiership. Manchester United win, and they could run away with it. Your match commentators for this one is Trevor Tyler.
Well, it's safe to say this is the biggest game of the season for the championship race to reach a thrilling climax. Nothing but a win will do for Arsenal, and they might fancy their chances with Manchester United's worsening injury crisis. It certainly puts them at a disadvantage, though Arsenal have a couple of key positions manned in by replacements. The atmosphere at Old Trafford is electric. It could be cut with a knife. And Alec Ferguson here goes with Colin Sheringham to lead the lineup. Ronnie Johnson deputised into midfield after Nicky Butt's injury. Young Chris Casper partners Henning Berg in a makeshift central defence. Arsenal today have Alex Manninger continue to deputise for David Seaman, and Christopher Roy gets the nod to partner Dennis Bergkamp, with both Nicola Anelka and Ian Wright only fit enough to make the bench. But it's the biggest game of the season, a championship decider potentially, and it's live! Manchester United know that a win here this afternoon will put them in control in terms of the championship race.
Well, it's so simple for Arsenal. Win here and they go top. Anything but a draw, Manchester United will stay top.
Arsenal, of course, come into this after a good win at home to Derby County. Manchester United were beaten away to Sheffield Wednesday at Hillsborough. Here's Cole. Vieira. Here's Ray Parlour. What a ball that is. What a pass this is. This is Dennis Bergkamp. That's a fantastic save by Peter Schmeichel. What a save by Schmeichel. Bergkamp was played through by the most glorious pass. Fantastic save. Here's Parlour again. Lee Dixon. Vieira on the edge of the area. Bergkamp. A goal for Arsenal! 5 minutes gone. The Gunners lead. Oh, Peter Schmeichel has made one absolutely outstanding save one-on-one. I don't think there was a lot he could do about this. What a turn by Bergkamp in the area. Young Chris Casper, who's had to step in, had no answer. Lovely first touch, and when he hits that one, oh, rifled in, and Arsenal leads. In the big title showdown, an early goal. Well, it could make it more inviting for the neutral. Manchester United will at least know that in the hearts they've got time on their side to get back in the match. Which you feel in terms of the context, only a win will do for Arsenal. Cole! Oh! He wasn't far away. Once again, similar to Bergkamp's effort, but this time on his stronger foot. Good work by Scholes, able to head off Tony Adams, just not able to curl it with enough venom to really challenge Alex Manninger. Been told David Seaman's injury means he will be fit enough for the World Cup. A real test for Arsenal's goalkeeper. Ray out wide for Ray Parlour. It's Christopher Ray to Ray Parlour. Overmars. Afraid to come in off the wing and offer support to the centre forwards. Vieira. Ronnie Johnson caught Patrick Vieira there. Referee Uriah Rennie from Sheffield. Hesitating to call that. Was late, it is a foul. So Manchester United set up in the wall, 5 minutes. Bergkamp and Overmars are both over this. Vieira in space. Overmars goes for goal and it's 2-0. Goodness me, what a free kick that was. Oh, that was something truly special, and I'm not sure it's wise to do that, but Overmars has silenced this Old Trafford crowd. Manchester United are up against it now. What a free kick this was by Overmars. Michael got a hand to it, but just couldn't get there quick enough. It really flew in. Oh, brilliant. Well, everyone calm down. Manchester United's task has got a little harder. They're 2 down. Arsene Wenger might have got over his big Premiership rival already. And things in terms of the Championship, Manchester United's unbeaten home record is really under threat now. Playing some excellent football right now. Petit. Neville comes back in. Casper away. Scholes. Beckham. Sheringham. Just gets away from Winterburn, Teddy Sheringham. And still. Good cross. Good header away by Martin Keown. Philip Neville charging forward to try and support Andy Cole there. Here's Ray Parlour. Another fine ball. Bergkamp out wide. Casper is across and does well. On towards Beckham. Hanningberg. United trying to play it first time. Oof. Here's Overmars. Vieira. Casper just denying Bergkamp going for goal. Neville. Irwin. Beckham. Here's Sheringham. Phil Neville. Andy Cole! Oh, terrific save by Manninger. Neville elected to play in an effort for the Manchester United centre forward to head. Cole's effort was fierce, but Manninger was well placed. Bergkamp. Parlour. Now Petit. The Arsenal fans understandably in full voice now. Bergkamp. Overmars got the ball. Johnson got the ball, as one should say. Here's Winterburn. What a half it's been for Arsenal. They're quite happy on the ball. Overmars. Christopher Ray. United get it away. Here's Andy Cole for Manchester United. Dispossessed instantly by Petit. Here's Ray Parlour. Caught him. Decision has gone against Ray Parlour. Not really sure what for. Seems 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. One wonders if it was something said in one's ear, perhaps. Serwin. Playing forwards towards Sheringham. Johnson. Beckham. Neville overlapping him. Johnson again for Manchester United. Sheringham. There is Christopher Ray for Arsenal. They can come away on the counter-attack, the Gunners. Bergkamp and Parlour playing the ball. Neville doing well to win possession back. Here's Casper, halfway through the first half. Lovely goal by Bergkamp, a wonderful free kick by Mark Overmars. Arsenal 2 up. Here's Neville. Sort of aimless pass, one would have to say. Here's Martin Keown. Winterburn for Arsenal. Long ball. Beckham able to get there, but Ray is supporting his Dutch counterpart. Vieira. Petit. Father and Petit again. Oh, Bergkamp! Schmeichel had that scouted. Manchester United have it all to do now. Here is Beckham. Neville. Scholes. Neville. Here is Gary Neville. Beckham. Johnson. Sheringham. Oh, Gary Neville was forward. Was he brought out? Penalty! Yes! Gary Neville was caught. Referee did not hesitate, your irony, to point to the spot. Half an hour gone, Manchester United have a lifeline. Sheringham played in. Winterburn, yes, he did catch Gary Neville. That is a spot kick. And Dennis Irwin from the spot against Alex Manninger. It's 2-1. Dennis has done it. Manchester United's Dennis. And United have a route back into the game. There is no doubt about it. That is a certain penalty. And Irwin from the spot sent Manninger the wrong way, waiting for the goalkeeper to move and put it the other side. And Irwin is delighted. Manchester United are back in it. Now Arsenal's 2-goal lead. Well, they do say a 2-0 lead is a very difficult lead to defend. You can see once and suddenly things can get a little worrying. Maybe a warm afternoon. The rain is coming down now in Manchester. Johnson looking for Beckham. Beckham will get there ahead of Overmars and will cross. Good header away. Gary Neville will pick it up for Manchester United. Scholes. Johnson. Neville. Dennis Irwin. Owen's ball in. Good work. Alex Manninger read the situation well. Phil Neville came bounding across. And an instant clearance. Here he is again. Irwin is forward. Sheringham is forwards. But Namio Petit does well. 10 minutes to go till half time. Despite being behind, Manchester United tails are up. Here is Christopher Ray. Looking for Bergkamp. Casper. Petit again. Harler. Bergkamp. Arsenal trying to make another opportunity. It comes with that cross and it comes with that finish, which is just sublime. Utterly sublime. What a wonderful goal. Overmars read the situation perfectly. The finish is just fantastic. Really good work this is by Arsenal, who tried to find the perfect opportunity, and when the cross came in, look at the space in the area. Ray had all the time in the world, but nobody picked up Mark Overmars. Manchester United defence is caught completely out. Overmars does not miss with that finish. Sublime goal. Now Manchester United's good work is undone. Arsenal have their 2-goal lead established. 5 minutes to go till half time. It's been a fine match. Tactically, you're going to say Arsene Wenger as Arsenal. He's got this just about spot on. Here's Cole. Still Cole. Still Cole. Manningo was able to see it and claim it. Clearance will naturally go as far out as possible. Time running short here. This is Neville. Beckham. Neville's long ball. Firm header away. Here's Parler. Here's Patrick Vieira. Overmars. Vieira to Petit. Vieira again. Scholes wins possession. Last attack of the first half, you feel. Here's Andy Cole. Beckham for Manchester United. Cole. Johnson. Sheringham. Andy Cole. And he hits it straight at Manninga. United making chances, but Arsenal producing some sublime football. Deservedly ahead. Maybe 30 seconds to a minute more of time added on. Well, what a half for Arsenal. They are back in the title race as things stand, unless Manchester United can produce an absolutely magic second half. The pressure is certainly on. Half time, it is Manchester United 1, Arsenal 3. Gets Manchester United have got back into it on a set piece, but Arsenal have scored from a set piece themselves. An excellent free kick by Mark Overmars, who's also scored a wonderful goal. So has Dennis Bergkamp. Here he is now. Scholes. Good work there from Lee Dixon. United will have to try and find a way back into this match. Here's Parler. Petit. Arsenal may naturally want to hang on to this, but defensively, one of the best sides in the Premiership. And they can produce some brilliant football going forwards. Ray there was caught by Kasper. Another free kick in a promising position. And I like this from the referee, having a word with the young man, letting him know what he does there will not stand again. Ray here was caught. That is a free kick. Mark Overmars' free kick. So we scored one brilliant one today. That one strikes the wall though. Petit. Parler. Oh, it's Bergkamp. It's a fantastic save. Oh, Schmeichel's done well there. Here's Lee Dixon. Vieira. T. Now it's Parler. Neville does well to win possession back. Nicky Butt substitutes first touch. Sheringham out wide to David Beckham to run. No one really supporting him. Gary Neville streaming forward. Beckham's looking for Cole! Oh! You thought that was 3-2. Beckham does really well here. Great work. Good unexpected cross to his left. And Cole, well, usually he buries those. Manninga to play it short to Adams. That's the sort of chance you feel Manchester United have got to take. Otherwise, this is Arsenal's day. Manchester United's unbeaten home record is on the line at the moment. As things stand, it would cease. Here's Cole. No foul, says the referee. Dixon's ball into Bergkamp. Parler. Nicky Butts. Fit enough to play last 35 minutes or so. Here's Cole, Irwin, Butts, Neville, Andy Cole again, swinging it in towards Beckham. It's a good header away by Martin Keown. Christopher Ray, Beckham picks it up, Butts, Neville, Nicky Butt again. He's had a fine match, able to dispossess. Here is Overmars. Beckham. Sheringham looked for Beckham again, but as so often a yellow shirt was across to get to the ball first. Half an hour to go. Alex Ferguson's side have up their sleeve. Here is Irwin. Beckham reach this. He can't. Overmars is over to take the throw for Arsenal. Did it towards Adams, who coolly heads it to Petit. Parler. Over. Here's Bergkamp. Petit. Good advantage played by the referee. Arsenal just want to keep the ball, but can they create more? Here's Christopher Ray. Dennis Bergkamp. Oh, he's done so well. It's Ray! It was blocked. Vieira. Beckham catches him. Very disappointed David Beckham here, but Vieira certainly fouled. Well, naturally expects young David Beckham to disagree. Overmars. He found the net for one cracking free kick. Oh, he very nearly found it again. A deflection here, and it just goes for Manchester United, the right side of the post. Bergkamp's corner. 25 minutes to go. Schmeichel punches away. Another ball back in. Beckham gets it away. Petit. Scholes. Well, he leapt in there, Scholes. I thought he won the ball here, but he will be booked. I think that's harsh. I thought Scholes, despite diving around here, had every right to go for that. I've got to say, I disagree with the official here. Naturally, so does Paul Scholes. Overmars again. Was threatened from these. This is his sort of range. Well, that one takes another deflection. Arsenal have got another corner. So off the ball, off Phil Neville. Another chance for Overmars. His brilliant goal really has knocked the stuffing out of Manchester United today. Dennis Bergkamp with the corner. If you ever want to watch an episode of A Question of Sport and ask yourself what happened next, there you go. That did. Neville. Here's Nicky Butts. Sheringham. Neville gives it out wide to Beckham. Gets there head of Mark Keown. Gary Neville for Manchester United. His crosses towards Butts. Tony Adams gets it away. Scholes there just caught Ray. Here is Parlour. Just a blade of ball which completely caught out Phil Neville, but then the pass let down after the moment of skill. Manchester United know 20 minutes to try and get back in this match and to assert their dominance in the title race. Arsenal have done all they needed to do to get back in this. Super fast start, 5 minutes gone. Bergkamp have put Arsenal in the lead. That's not a great clearance by Martin Keown. Paul Scholes for Manchester United. Andy Cole! Oh, Andy Cole! And it might not be all over yet. But when the clearance was made by Martin Keown, it was not a great one. Neville played it instantly into Scholes. You saw that Cole had stepped inside. I wonder if this took the slightest deflection off of Tony Adams. Alex Manninger seemed to be slightly bamboozled from this effort. Let's have a look. Oh, it's very inconclusive. One thing's apparent though, it's now 3-2. Andy Cole gets off the mark, along with Dennis Irwin. Manchester United have hope. So is the hope that kills you. And Arsenal know last time when Manchester United were back in it, they stepped up, got themselves another 2-goal advantage. Here's Casper. Scholes goes short. T again. Casper going out wide. It's Overmars for Arsenal. Into Vieira. Christopher Ray, Bergkamp, Parlour, good work from Dennis Irwin. This penalty gave Manchester United hope. Scholes, Cole, Irwin. Irwin out wide to Philip Neville. Mark Keown gets it away. Here's Overmars. Now Winterburn. Well, there are some panicky clearances happening in this Arsenal defence at the moment. It really is causing some issues. Here is Bergkamp and Ray. Owen stopped. It's Scholes. Philip Neville. Beckham for Manchester United. He'll get it back. That's a great pass by Neville. Beckham's ball in. Philip Neville flags up. A free kick has taken place. Oh, and Keown and Beckham. It's all getting heated. Phil Neville and Gary Neville stepping across. Beckham's ball in. Oh, he was caught, but I'm not sure how intentional that was. Beckham's free kick. Headed away by Lee Dixon. Here's Christopher Ray. Overmars to Christopher Ray again. And he continues to run and put a dangerous ball in, but Beckham reads it. Scholes, Nicky Butts, interception by Overmars. Here is Mark Overmars again. Christopher Ray. Overmars keeps going. That's an excellent ball. Just asked a little bit too much from Christopher Ray. 8 minutes to go. Manchester United to try and equalise. What a dent it would do to Arsenal's title challenge. Here's Ben Thornley. First touch as a substitute on for Phil Neville. Scholes. Irwin. Thornley. And again. Irwin. But Neville into space. Out wide to Beckham. Sheringham! Oh! Just couldn't generate the power. And Alex Mallinger is able to grab that out of the air. And you wonder, is that the chance? Is that the chance? Manchester United coming forward again. Thornley into Butt. Out wide to Beckham. Everything good for Manchester United has come through David Beckham today. Here's Sheringham. Gary Neville. Neville's ball into Butts. Good clearance there by Petit. As far as Beckham. Paul Scholes. Nicky Butt. Scholes again. Scholes looking for Dennis Irwin. Thornley heads it back into space. Clearance there by Adams. Scholes. Scholes has hit one! And it's whistled past Manninger's right hand post. Is that the chance? Is that the chance? A minute to go. Approaching 90. Could be 2 or 3 minutes of stoppage time. Ray Parlour. There's Burkhan. Told him he had 2 minutes of time added on. One last attack for Manchester United. One last attack for Arsenal to repel. But good work there from Petit, who along with Vieira has had a fine match. And Arsenal have got the ball. And that is it! It's Wenger over Ferguson. Arsenal have produced, when they needed it most, the most astonishing performance that I have seen at Old Trafford for many a year. And Arsenal go top of the FA Carling Premiership with an inspired performance, a lightning quick start that really Manchester United have no answer for. And despite the best efforts of Alex Ferguson's side, it is Arsene Wenger's that claim all 3 points at top of the FA Carling Premiership. Full time is Manchester United 2, Arsenal 3.
So let's look how they stand at the moment. Bottom of the Premiership remain Crystal Palace, Bolton and Everton are all separated by just goal difference. All with 26 points. It really is looking very tight there. Barnsley after that big win, leap ahead. Wednesday in Southampton and Wimbledon won't feel completely safe at the moment. But it remains very tight at the bottom. It's even tighter at the top. Arsenal after that win, they go a point clear of Manchester United. And Manchester United's unbeaten home record is over. Arsenal still remain the only side unbeaten at home this season. Chelsea after that defeat lose further grounds, as do Liverpool. Seems to be that it's a two-horse race now for the title race with 8 games to go, as one would say. Blackburn Rovers, title contenders back in December. They've fallen right away, but Leeds United are the big climbers at the moment. Well, Arsenal with a famous win. Arsene Wenger's side did so well, but in terms of how you saw the game here, Trevor, was it a case of that Arsenal were just the better side, or were injuries perhaps hampering Manchester United, obviously with what they've had in Europe? Well, I think the mid-bid performance that United had to do to Monaco, I think that's had an effect. I think the FA Cup, I mean, let's not forget Arsenal have got a replay to come to West Ham United in terms of the Cup, so it's not like they've not played enough game, but if injuries really can hurt a side, and I feel with Manchester United for the first time in a few years, once they have a couple of key injuries, they don't have a player that can come in and replace them. They've always had that in the past, and it's always been Alex Ferguson's great strength, but I feel this season it's just fallen short. I thought, they haven't really got a top class. I mean, they've got some good youngsters, but not a top class, left midfielder to replace Giggs. Keane, I think, if Scholes or Butts hurt, then they haven't really got a quality midfield player that can go into there. In terms of centre forward options, I think they seem just slightly sort of bare. And I think defensively, I don't think this is going to sound horrible, but I'm not sure Pallister is quite the player he was 6 months ago, let alone 12 months ago. Just showing. It seems Manchester United is suffering from the passing of time on a few players, and from a recruitment standpoint, some of the youngsters they're trying to breed in perhaps aren't at the level of your Scholes, your Nevilles and Beckhams and so forth that have come into the side. So I think that's a factor that has played. But what about Arsenal today? Obviously, they've played quite a few games, quite a few cup replays. They had a really long run in the Coca-Cola Cup themselves, and here they stand, beating Manchester United today. What were some of the factors? Well, Arsenal do have a good level of strength in depth. Let's not mistake about that. I mean, David Platt doesn't start for this side. I think one of the factors though is the way in which Wenger's got them playing. Vieira and Petit, I think, as a midfield duo, is one of the best we've seen. They are so strong and they battle so well, and there's so much skill and element to what they do, which is great. But one of the things they struggle with is pace, and I think Marc Overmars is a massive factor in some of the differences here, the space that he can take. But I think Manchester United today, they haven't quite found a way to deal with this Arsenal side, as quite a few sides have found this season when they're on their absolute peak. And I think that was it today. I think ultimately Wenger and the team just had that edge, and it showed really. I mean, let's not forget Man United did miss a few chances, but that was certainly the case. Well, it's all hotting up at the top of the table. 8 games to go, and there's a point to separate them. Both sides have to play Liverpool. Manchester United have also got a big game at home to Newcastle United on its way. United, of course, have got that big Champions League game to come. Arsenal have got a big Cup replay to come. So both seasons' sides haven't yet been set in stone, but certainly big factor can be. Trevor, if I have to put you on the spot right now, who would you say would be your choice to win the Premiership at the moment? Well, on experience, I say Manchester United, and if they can get some of their injuries to recover, I think so. But I think with momentum and with the know-how of the likes of Adams and Bold and some of those good players that Arsenal have, having won the Championship a few years ago, I've got to say I think my money is probably on Arsenal at this point. Whatever you want to see if Trevor's bet comes true, keep yourself tuned in here to us on Sky Sports. Thank you very much for watching. It was a big occasion in the big rivalry that we know that may continue for a few years between Arsene Wenger and Alex Ferguson. Today is Wenger 3, Ferguson 2, and Arsenal with a point clear and the advantage in the Championship. Bye-bye. watching here this match on Trevor Sports. If you've liked it, please don't be afraid to like, share and subscribe to the channel. And if you do fancy it, head on over to Ko-fi. The link is in the description. Buy me a coffee for all the hard work. Further than that, make sure you enjoy more games coming up.